Starcevic, leading Sig Oborn, PO Stewart Dittman and ABRO Tanner.
3 winners for 3, miss. Right, sir, well, just as south of San Diego, we've got Mexico. Are there any special rules about Mexico we ought to know?
Well, there are varied attractions about Mexico, Tijuana in particular. Some people do mention the burro shows down there, you know, but those are possibly some of the less desirable sort of things that you'll see down there. All that I can say about Mexico is read what's in the XOTM. It can be a den of iniquity down there. The local police force, yes, I know, but unfortunately the local police force is not always as cooperative as what some other countries' police are, and you could go getting yourself into a whole lot of guano down there.
Okay, well, thanks very much, sir. I think that just about covers San Diego's visit at the moment. As more information becomes available, Lieutenant Jones will try to get it to us. It'll be published either on Daily Words or at the gangway. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, straight to Lieutenant Jones or inquire at the gangway before you leave. Anything else, sir?
No, that just about sums it up. I just hope that more information is forthcoming when we get there tomorrow.
Oh, thanks very much for coming, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, and up for our first story tonight, it's leading seaman UC Dennis. Well, he hasn't got himself used to being on Canberra. He's only been here for a short while. And in fact, he's not really used to normal ships at all, as it appears, because he wasn't exactly sure where or even who he was the other night when the sound-powered telephone rang on the bridge. Greg sauntered over the phone and hesitantly answered, "Bridge, quarterdeck." Maybe it's too much rack time, Greg, and you're confusing yourself. Just a short one, and over to you, Jane.
Thanks, Brian. Well, our leading rider got a shock the other day when he was goofing off on the bridge. The AB Met strolled up to him and, pointing to his anti-flash dangling nonchalantly from his overalls pocket, asked him seriously why he kept so many duties. Well, naturally, the leading rider was astounded, as the ship had been at sea for 9 days, and as a member of the ship's Standing Sea Fire Brigade, Bungie had had his overalls and anti-flash on every day. It's nice to think that the Met would stand up for you if you ever got ripped off, Bungie. Back to you, Brian.
Right, Jane. I'm over here, by the way. Sub-Lieutenant McManus was confronted by a madman the other night as he was leaving the ops room to retire for the night. No sooner as he'd stepped out of the ops room and into the captain's cabin annex, then he came face to face with a wild-eyed ABRP Divine, who croaked, "We're locked in." Struggling to keep calm in the presence of an obvious loony, Subby Mac quietly reached past the overstressed sailor, grabbed the doorknob, turned it and pulled. The door quietly swung open and Subby Mac turned his hesitant gaze back to ABRP Devo Divine in time to hear him say, "I must have been pushing it the wrong way." Well, they must be working you too hard, Devo, because after all, you must have been through that door about 100 times. So it's back over to you, Jane.
Thanks, darling. Seaman RP Atkins. Stop laughing, cameraman. Seaman RP Atkins has discovered a previously unknown communication circuit design which has lain dormant in the ship's vitals since construction, but now it can make an easier way to answer those damned calls on several circuits at once. Our young hero was on watch in the ops room when one of the many squawk boxes screamed out, "Ops, Comsen." Totally calm and filled to the brim with confidence of a youth, our boy strides to the sound-powered phone, picks up the handpiece and answers, "Ops." Well, an interesting idea, okay, but we're afraid that your new method of answering 21MC isn't foolproof. It didn't work for you, did it? Back to you, Bryant.
Thanks very much, Jane. The PO Cook is to be congratulated for running the best routine ever seen in an RAN scullery. The other night, Seaman GD Connors wandered onto the bridge and asked for the shake book. As he was scullery party at the time, the QM obliged and Chuck scribbled his shake in and left. It was only afterwards that the QM bothered to read his scrawl and saw that Chuckles had asked for a 12:30 shake. That's 1230. Not a bad lie-in, that one, and it does give him 4.5 hours to wash enough plates for dinner. But what about lunch, Chuck? Back over to you, Jane.
Thanks, Brian. Duty watch was in a flap in Hawaii one night as an angry Mio stormed on board and demanded the keys to the coxswain's office. A timid QM handed them over and the Mio disappeared below. Questions haunted the gangway staff in their dark vigil. Was the MEO about to fill in charge sheets over an incident ashore? Or was he about to run in the gangway staff for something they did or did not do? A cautious officer of the day followed the MEO to the coxswain's office, and there he was, up to his ears in recall lists. Who did the MEO want to recall? Well, apparently the MEO had been about to phone home, and yes, you guessed it, he forgot his own phone number. Maybe you should pin it to your shirt before you go ashore, sir. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks very much, Jane. Well, Canberra's eagle-eyed POETC sergeant was on the ball as assistant lookout in Procedure Alpha entering Pearl Harbor. His commanding gaze swept the far horizons continuously as the ship proceeded up harbour. Suddenly, his sharp eyes caught a Zodiac following Canberra up the harbour. A careful inspection showed this inflatable boat to be flying an Australian ensign. Stunned by this obvious affront to the Queen's Australian Navy, he turned to POETW Gonzia, who was standing beside him, and asked, "Is that some sort of protest or something?" Well, Gons pointed out to the two sailors in the Zodiac their Australian uniforms and their HMAS Canberra cap tallies, and hinted that it might actually be our Zodiac. Well, good to know that you remain eternally vigilant, Sarge. And now it's back over to you, Jane.
Thanks, Brian. The PO Golly on board has discovered a major problem with his understanding of publications. Just the other day, after the XO had informed the ship of our Latin long and the miles left to run, and the cry went up from the mess decks, "So what?" Wiz Wheeler decided to find out exactly where we were. So he grabbed the PO's mess atlas and struggled to triangulate our position. Well, that's a big word. All of his efforts were in vain, however, and our bravely struggling PO was forced to give in. It was not until after he had surrendered to ignorance, however, that the grinning cohorts in the mess pointed out to him that he had been using, oh, get this, the New South Wales Road Atlas. Better luck next time, Wiz. Navo's job is still safe at least. Back to you, Brian.
Oh, beauty. And these guys on bloody pay level 6. Okay, every now and then we like to bring along a competition to brighten your lives. And this time we've come up with the Classic Quotes competition. Now what we've done is we've managed to assemble, I think it's 7 quotes from people on board during the trip. And what we've done is we've written them out in a format like that. Now this will appear in the ship's company cafe. There'll be a box in the cafe. All you do is get a small piece of paper, write down your favourites in preferential order, pop them into the box, and we'll pull it out by random. If you match our selection of preferential favourites, then I'll buy a beer issue. So I'll read them out to you for this once, and then we'll have them around the ship and mainly in the ship's company cafe. The first one is from Lieutenant Jones, our liaison officer for San Diego. He didn't know this when he was in here earlier on. Now his quote is, "The flight deck is no place to have a barbecue. It's got no place to sit." The second one is from POUC Whitehead, who in the PO's mess said this one, "I was an amazing sailor when I was young." Well, no comment on that one either. Leading Seaman EDS Medlin makes an appearance with, Did the XO really take a searchlight on rounds? Well, and acting Sub-Lieutenant Casper, who else? I wonder if the Queen has a stick with a hand on it in her window when she drives past. Well, that was quote number 4. Quote number 5 from acting Sub-Lieutenant Casper. This was quite confident too, happened in the wardroom. Canberra burns 2,000 tonnes of fuel per hour. That's got to be a quote and a half. Acting Sub-Lieutenant Casper again. And this one. I've only spent 11 days at school so far. Well, that's quote number 6. We'll have 6, sorry, I've got a cold. Quote number 6 is all we've got so far. We'll put those up as a classic quote competition. We've closed the actual entrance for any extra quotes. So all you do is pick your 6 quotes, put them in order, 6, 3, 5, 4, 1, etc. Pop them in the box, and we'll have a drawing before Hawaii on the way back. So you've got plenty of time to get your entries in. And it's back over to you, Jane.
Thanks, Brian. Where'd you go to school and learn to count at? There was 6 quotes, not 7, as you said at the start. Anyway, a great deal of mystery surrounds the flood in the PO's mess the other night. The recipient of the full force of the blown hose was none other than the PO Vittler, who recently has been receiving threats to his health because of the lack of yippee beans on the morning breakfast plate. The facts are that the PO was in the heads and showers by himself. 2 shady characters were seen leaving through the back door into one mess soon after the so-called accident, and with threats to Petty Officer Horan becoming commonplace around the mess. It seems that these accidents might have been a setup. The jet of water pinned PO Horan to the bulkhead and then he fell. No injuries were sustained, however. The man was badly shaken. Take note of this incident, PO, as this might be a new conspiracy to get the yippee beans of a morning with or without the head Vittler. Lucky it wasn't a CHT line. CHT is crap holding tank, by the way. And back to you, Bryant, for Plank Award.
And it's Plank Award time, and the Plank Award goes to none other than you, Seaman GD Connor. What a dork! We found out that the other day the UCs managed to talk him into going down to release a bathy. Only they didn't tell him it was a bathy. They told him it was none other than a mine exploding device. And what he had to do was dress up in overalls, boots, anti-flash, go down there, pull the pin out of the bathy, and then watch it drop over the side and explode every mine in the area up. Now that's pretty strange, but the boy, believing every word, got all dressed up, went all the way down to the XBT room, pulled the pin, covered his ears, and the big flash was a camera taking a shot of him. And when I was having a go at him about this later on, I said to him, well, you're an obvious target for the LAN splash target, Coxon. And he said, oh yeah, I have to do that for my task book. Well, all I can say to you, Connor, is blank. And now we're going to be going live down to the galley where the PO cook and all his oppos from the PO's mess are going to be serving up slops to us. So we're going to be down there to inspect their haute cuisine and have a yarn with the troops as they're serving. So come with us. Well, hello boys and girls, and here we are about to do a sneaky, rotten, filthy thing. We're going to sneak in and watch the POs cook you dinner. Now, this is all completely live and on the spot. We're going to catch these guys right off guard. So if you're ready, follow me and we'll delve our way into the galley. Watch yourselves. Watch PO Birdie, he's just woken up. He's been in hibernation for 6 weeks. And here they are. Welcome, boys and girls. Look at all this.
What's this?
Now, excuse me, Mr. Whiz.
Yes.
Is it true they call you Whiz because you're a whiz with these hamburger buns or what?
Mate, actually they call me Wes because of the pizzas. I'm just helping out here.
So you're a real pizza man yourself, eh?
Pizza man, mate, yeah.
Is that anything to do with your complexion or is it just...
No, nothing. Nothing.
That was.
We're very hygienic in this place too, mate. As you.
Didn't I see you just go to the toilet?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Have you washed your hands?
No, I didn't, mate. I was too much of a hurry.
So it's just like the regular cooks.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh well, we'll go on now. We'll see who else we can catch. And what have we got over here? You've made a lot of hamburgers. See, look at all the hamburgers he's made.
Fucking Harry's hamburgers right here.
Harry's hamburgers. Well, let's face it, those lumps of meat are not exactly slabs, are they?
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's pretty small.
you're only here to eat, aren't they?
The cooks pay you to give everybody the shits by giving them such tiny pieces of meat?
Yeah, well they do actually, because then when I go back to my work as a chippy, I can get down the other end and check it all out from there.
It's a bit of a sly move, that one. Okay, then we'll go on. We've got frankfurters and that sort of thing. And who have we got over here? Oh, here's Mr. Shade. Look at this. Look, this guy's eating everything he's fucking making. He reckons that's all he's here for. What are you, chief taster or something, are you?
Cock robin.
Cock robin? Is that what you reckon?
Yes. No, that's
So
the answer.
are you a really hungry Jack?
Yes, very hungry.
Well, we've been told.
Gluttonous Jack. Gluttonous Jack.
We've been told by Wiz that. Sorry. Dig it out. We've been told by Wiz that he's the pizza Wiz mainly because of his complexion.
Yeah. Have you seen his boss?
Oh, actually, I've seen some of his boys. Have you seen Widdowson recently? It looks just like him. Okay, I want you to have a look at this. This is really grotesque. Now, these started life as normal frankfurters, but these red dicks. But look what they've done to them. They've found these miniature tiny puns, and they've split the skins. They've boiled all the colour out of them until they're tasteless, and they're going to jam them in there, pour redders over them, and tell you, the people who have to eat here, that they're really hot dogs. Oh, look at that.
One like yours, mate.
Oh my God. The people who have to eat here, that they're really hot dogs. Oh, look at that.
One like yours, mate.
Oh my God.
He's always so low, that diver.
So I'd just like to point out that this is the ship's diver, and now he's taking orders just to get, and this is once again to give everybody the shits. They've been guaranteed laxatives and all this stuff. So, excuse me.
Oh, yes.
Would you like to say something for the O2 review?
I'd just like to say what a marvellous job the PO's mess has done yet again to put on it this American night.
Is it true that you're only out here taking orders because you can't cook for shit?
I've been banned from the galley because of the disease I caught
Is
back
that?
in Newcastle
Oh, this is a personal thing, isn't it?
with the flu.
Flu. And they've been giving you shots in the bum for this flu for a fair while, haven't they?
As a matter of fact, they have.
And have the sores gone away?
Pin cushion's got nothing on me, bud.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Darcy, wasn't it?
Thank you very much.
We'll catch him later on, that's for sure. Now, let's go and have a look at the actual survey line. Haha, look at this. We've got a POEDS here. Oh my God. Now, have a look at this slop just down here. Now, originally this was meat, but what they did, they managed to grab hold of it and put it through the CHT tanks for about a week, and the end result is what you see there. Now they're forcing people to have this in place of actual food. It's beautiful, he reckons. Oh.
Pain in the guts in the last couple of days.
If you have a quick close look at these chips are made out of the remaining potatoes. Now, the Vittlers threw most of the potatoes over the side today. Now, the main reason for that was they had evil bugs in them from Hawaii that could give you the flu, or even worse, leprosy. So they've cooked up the last of them, and we'll get fresh ones in San Diego, which probably give us black plague. Now,
Where's in a hurry? Where's in a hurry to go?
you've got to hear this guy over here. He's a real master with a microphone. Have you got anything to say to the O2 review?
To review, eat at Gluttonous Jack's. What a place, what a place. People are dying to get in here.
Completely ad-lib. We didn't give him any warning we were going to do this.
What culinary delight, brought to you from the far corners of the Vittling office.
Now, did your mother actually teach you to cook, or did you learn how to destroy food all by yourself?
It was a long, hard job. Hey, look, we got a visitor, foreigner, hey!
Step up, get it on, get it on.
Sucker. So what do you think about... We're going to interview Sue, man. Skip.
Darcy's deck with dogs, and the cellar's down there. If you want to sell, you got to get your own cellar.
Mr. Gusby, as a visitor to the ship, can you tell us what you think about the haute cuisine presented here tonight?
Well, I think it's very exciting what you guys are doing here tonight. It's very well for the morale of the crew, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
You're not really concerned about your stomach after effects?
I'm starving, man. What can I say? there's only food in that.
Well,
I recommend the pizza.
I'll go with the
Wiz's pizza.
I'll go to pizza.
And Harry's hamburgers are beautiful.
All right.
Okay. Give that to the man around there, mate.
There's even some meat on the hamburgers. Not too much, but you might enjoy it anyway.
Not to be confused with soybean, huh?
No, it's not, mate. No, it's real beef in Australia. Real beef in Australia.
And they lie to foreigners. We're supposed to be going to their country, and look what they're doing to them. I only hope he makes it through the night. It's actually the servery line. Now, this is where all the supposed customers are going to come. And can you see who the customers are? Well, the first two have been bloody POs. Now, the reason for that, everybody else has gone to eat out, and we're at sea. Now, that's a real worry. You ought to see the salads over here. They look like they've been mixed by a bunch of chimpanzees in a feeding frenzy, and what they've left over at the bottom of the cage has been sort of ladled into these bains and left for the troops to do what they want. I mean, look at that rice. Now, there's Mr. Dixie Lee. Now, there's an obvious hungry man. He'd have to be hungry to come and eat here tonight. But once again, he's a member of the PO's mess, so I think he's a bit of a ring in here, a fine cotton eater. And as he digs slowly in all this salad, I mean, look, he only took one piece of pizza. That is really off. So, what do you think of the food so far today?
I think the food's excellent. I think the chefs... Is it the POs, the chefs this time? I think the chefs need a good round of applause. Job well done.
Oh, I need a good round of something. I'll give you the drum. So we'll go back, and here's Guz Oborn. Here's a man who's famous for his stomach. Now, you're knocking back food, is that right, Guz? Seconds. You're actually eating seconds. So you're going to give up your usual fourths for the night. Is that right?
Seconds, I'm in a rush.
Oh, fair enough. He's in a rush, so he can't make it. It's only seconds. And we're back to the start, right up behind Marty Collins. Now, you'll remember Marty Collins was our guest interviewer the day we had the crossing line ceremony. Now, your code name was Ivan then. Have you changed your political views since?
No, not at all.
Still dyed in the wall comments?
Get them in.
Oh, I've got more respect from yourself.
They're actually eating the food themselves.
It's sick. It is really sick. And they're going to be later on too. Oh. So, Andy Tolan, what do you think of the food?
Beautiful, beautiful.
They pay you to say that or what?
Yeah, well, Marty Collins paid me. You're a boss, I've got to pay it accordingly.
So there's a few threats and things going on at the same time. Ready to go? So there's Jane going to finish off interviewing. Oh, look at this. Stop playing with the food, Jane. You'll kill yourself. Actually, you can see where somebody's been doing evil things to the food. So that's about it for our live eye coverage. It's a real pleasure to bring these to you. Congratulations to the PO cook who managed to escape being here today, and there's probably a good reason for that. He's probably terrified of seeing his part of ship torn to shreds. So thanks very much to the PO's mess for putting on this wonderful spread. And we'll see you again next time the O2 review rolls into the air.
Bye.
See you later.
Well, Murray Parkways, here we are in Oniara, yes, our first port of call of the deployment. And as you can see, all these lovely light-coloured people have shown up to say hello to us. It's rather nice, isn't it? As you can see, the boys have run a bit of muck here. It appears that Abel Seaman Smith had a bit of trouble with the gangway last night. Well, Smith, either go on a diet or don't step. Okay, we'll try a bit of an interview over here with the Indigenous people. What do you want to get? You want to go on TV? Here's TV, man. Okay, you ready? You on? Okay, let's go for a live interview. How you going?
Oh.
You're on TV?
No.
Yeah. TV. My ship's TV. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Sheila.
You looking forward to seeing the ship?
No, thank you.
No. Is this going back? Is this going to air in Australia?
See Murray Farquhar? Guilt complexes already. Guilt, I'm going to ask you. We've been out of Australian waters for 48 hours and a man's got guilt complex. Guilty. See viewers, the navigator up there. Traffic control. This is the man who couldn't find a bloody anything. foot in mouth, wrong way crash, trying to give traffic control to a bunch of jiggaboos. He reckons he's taking long service leave when we get the Fremantle, probably back over here taking charge of the port or something like that. And there's Kingy over there. Kingy reckons it's magic. All his relations come down to see him like this. It's a bit shitty that the Chief FC knocked back his natives leave, but Kingy, that's the way it goes. I'm sorry. Check out this honey coming about down the gangway now. You watch Kingy, look. There he goes. Kingy's got the big white pearly teeth smile. Maxine. Max going in for the grass cut. He's going in for the grass cut. Someone's let out the reputation that petty officer Shelley the big hammer. Okay, look at the girls queuing up there to see him. Look at Shelley, he's shown in the back of the container van. Yes, Shelley. Look, the lady's smiling. Shelley's promised her the first one. Oh, Shelley, he's given up. He's given up. This is the last remaining. What happened after the gangway did fall? Look, that was a human being up until about 5 minutes ago. I mean, I ask you, what's this world coming to? I mean, I just don't make them like they used to, really. Our viewers, one of the folks for now. As you can see, young Trev Case and Ziggy Zig went up there. They're the official interpreters of the trip. You may have heard the pipe before, only pigeon. No one else on board knows pigeon, so Trevor probably said, you know, he ate the buffer or something like that, but no one's going to know because everybody thought it was get off the ship, but no one knows. Okay, look, a quick glance at the wharf. I mean, look, we haven't seen crowds like this anywhere in Australia. I mean, look, exactly what you like about the niggers. No. Paddo, you wouldn't know nothing. You don't know nothing, Paddo. Shut up. All right. And we go to an Australian port, we get them in dribs and drabs. But look here, we got the whole population of Honiara out here to see this boat. And that's not too bad. All it just goes to prove they've got no words. You see, Phil's a bit of a traffic jam here at the stairs, but nevertheless, we'll try and get through here and give him more live eye. Okay, look, you check it out. We got the AB met up here. He's got the keys to the chart house and just waiting for a young lady to come up. The can of Coke, packet of Rothmans, the key to the chart house. Navigator to make him change the sheets. Oh, look. We've had an accident in the car. The car's... No, the car has hit the gate, not the foot. The car has hit the gate. Hey? Probably that Navy liaison officer, eh? You know, been up here for a couple of years, bit of the mojo, bit of like a population. You know, that is not married. Just think, men, you've got to try and go ashore through this crowd tonight. As you can see, the widow in the corner there trying to impress his troops. You'll notice he was standing on the hatch combing, that's why he's so tall. And we'll soon catch him. Oh, there he is. Yes, the widow. You know, it's the third time this trip so far he's been the captain. Hey? Third time he's been the captain. Hey, he says there. How do you think everything's going, sir?
Very slowly, I think.
Again, news readers, this is Wazza Dag coming to you with this important factor. We have discovered another band of terrorists on board HMAS Canberra. Right, you're intrepid reporters. No stone unturned. We'll investigate the matter. Eat your heart out, Mike Willisey. Right, let's go. It's all right. My God, they've got this body half undressed. Look at the poor fool. Oh. Look, an interview with the head terrorist.
How's it going, Hector?
What's the whole aim of this terrorist organisation of yours?
It's pretty plain and fucking anguish and all the crew. Oh. Just to get my kicks.
Are these personal use or?
Oh yeah, we mainline occasionally.
Well, there's a question on everybody's lips. Why is the PO medic crossing off the names a Caligas FC, the coxswain, and two cooks given the injections?
They need to practice, mate.
Why on us?
Why not? What do you do? Practice on oranges?
For all the benefit of all you dibbies who ever complained about a watch bill in your life, watch this and enjoy. Here it comes. The Chief FC is due for 2 injections. Remember that weekend in Sydney you wanted off? Ha! And you were duty? Ha! Look a bit pale there, Chief. Are you alright?
Alright, that's no worries.
Can you handle it?
Yeah, just.
Do you just trust the Chief Coxswain?
Yeah.
No worries, he's alright.
Enjoy it, dibbies, enjoy it. Now you can see where the coxswain gets his darts from. Here is Nigel, king of 3-level car park, Garden Island. Here it goes. Don't laugh, Nigel. This is deadly serious, this. You're bleeding, son. You're bleeding. He's back for his 4th time tonight. No, it doesn't seem to be doing any good at all. No, how do you feel? Yeah. He seems right with it, viewers. Right with it. This is bound to be tough. If his skin's as thick as his head, the needle won't go in. So that's show of masculinity, with no body to match. Injections. How do you feel, Pop?
Well, somebody's got to restore the credibility of warrant officers on this ship.
Ah, yes, we heard about that. Yes, yes. No trouble with you?
No troubles at all. I want gashies.
With all these collar injections, do you mean that we may have swimming stations at sea now that there's no collar in the water?
Well, that's still debatable.
Roger. Ghastly fate. Nobody is quite sure what is going to happen to them, but they're all smiling now. But at the other end, they're dropping like flies. Rank is unscathed. So how do you feel about being dragged out of your rack at up past 10 in the morning to get a jab?
A little bit rude, but I can live with it.
Yeah. Don't take your shirt off, sir. You'll be. And now, Bikkies Webster, the Kelly RP of many years. Oh, Bikkies, why are you queuing up? You think this is the brew line or something? Come on, son, speak up.
I'm horrified.
Do you know what awaits you after you get past that point of no return?
Yeah, the chief coxswain with a big needle.
Well, I hate to put your fears to rest, but the cooks are taking over now.
I'm really mortified now.
Yeah. I mean, Flash can give needles as well as Flash can cook.
I'm a bit worried about Steve Keneally too. He's looking a bit keen over there to give needles, I think.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about Stephen. Is that attached to that one needle? He hasn't changed it yet.
Oh dear. Looks like I'm a bowling pin then.
Got a few words about this terrible inflicted pain about to be inflicted on you again.
Well, I'm used to needles, so I'd rather do it myself.
Yeah. This would be that masterful moment. Even the Mio gets caught at this. Sir, are you worried about this at all?
No, no worries at all.
You are aware that PP1s are coming up, you make them out, and they're giving the needles.
That's right. I've got long memory.
Yeesh. The look on his face, viewers, he's gone horribly red and he hasn't got the needle yet. Look at the professionalism shown by Steve Keneally. Knows the way the alcoholic swab sucked before putting on his arm. And it goes.
And it's a Calican C as well.
Are you worried at this moment?
I'm mortified.
My God, you've got 3 needles.
Yeah, that's right, 3. I'm a dartboard. Can I have one outside?
And one up the back?
No. Ah! Oh, yeah, that's nice. Thanks, Steve. That's one.
A prick at the time in the cafe. In addition to the reactions you have just witnessed, a report handed to Wazza this morning told us of Warrant Officer Crash Crampton making a very close inspection of the cafe deck. At first it was thought that Crash had fainted, but PM Ed Mick Sharkey later confirmed that Crash had suffered a severe sleeping attack after being accidentally injected with Tsetse Fly anti-venin, which was being readied for our ETC sailors. Over to you, Wazza.
Just thought I'd bring you the good news on the 150 Club. As you can see, it's up in the Junior Sailors Cafe. It's first prize is going to be $1,000.
The Kokoda Trail, beginning of it, the Kokoda Motel, and we're just having a bit of an undi around here. This is your special reporter, Ivan J. Farkleberry, on the spot reporter. Now, if we just look over here, we've got the little monkeys in a cage, and well, there's people in the cage at the moment. I don't know what they're doing. They seem to be getting photos and sort of all that sort of stuff. How very touristy. Look, there's a monkey. Yes, yes.
It's a monkey there.
He looks like a monkey. Is that a monkey or a possum?
I think it's a pea-ray.
Oh, well, that's a pea-ray. That'll do. What the hell?
Couscous.
A couscous. We've just been informed that it was.
Say g'day. Hey, go on, mate. Say hello.
No, he doesn't. He's a bit shy. He doesn't want to talk to us. Going to move into the cage. This is very dangerous, but nothing's too much for you people.
Get him in.
Get him on this bloke? Look at him.
What the hell is it?
We don't know what this is, but he's going into that banana or whatever it is. He's getting right into it.
That's another couscous.
That's another couscous, according to Gons. God.
Aggro.
An aggro little man. He's.
Hello.
We've got a bird up here talking to us. Hello, bird.
He's talking to me. Talk to him, Marty.
Say something to us, bird. Say so.
Oh, with his mouth full.
He's into the bread anyway. Something to us. He didn't want to talk to us at all.
Hi sir, how are you? As you can see, the Papua New Guinea Naval Forces here. All the wardrooms sitting there. There's over the back there, number 1. A few other officers. They're right in the back corner there. Looks like a supply officer, isn't it? Yeah, he's sitting back there counting all his money. Over the right hand side here we can see some stokers, a few goats, and there's no pigs actually, so there's not too many stokers here at all.
Just say something to the ship's company of HMAS Canberra.
Oh, God, yeah. Hang on. There's the fingers. Mongrel.
And over there we've got a horse. Guns will just move up there. Yes, that's a native animal to, I don't know, New Guinea, I suppose. It's a horse.
Yeah, that's a horse, is it?
Memorial for the, that's been put up for the Australian military forces who gave their lives at the on the track. The track's just up the road and we're just about to go up there and have a bit of a walk on it. And you can see it's been a bit disfigured here with Eddie's been here and well, some other people too, you know. My name is Rooster Gog Mangi. Oh, it's pretty good, I suppose. I don't know. There's Henry there back. Just pan around and say hello to Henry. Henry's getting the photos in. And you can see that's where we've been eating lunch. Hey, go over there. That's where we've been eating lunch, sort of thing, and having a couple of beers. And you can see there's people frolicking in the pool and stuff like that. And we just had a bit of a walk, Kokoda Trail, and we're going to go for a big undi up there and have a bit of a look. We just travelled on a road that like bumpy as shit for about 60 million miles. I don't know. There's Guns. Hello, how are you? So we'll go on up there and see what's up there. What am I supposed to be talking about? Breathing's not real good either because you got headaches and stuff like that. Oh, well, here's a go. Start to go down now. The cameraman's just fallen over. He's a goose, so not to worry. Check that out. It's a good view. Let's keep going. We're going down a big hill. There's the mountains up in the background. Shit. We're having a good time. XO just came up and he looks pretty buggered. This hill's starting to get pretty steep. We're going down. Gonz is having a bit of trouble with my camera. See all the hills in the background and stuff.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah, well, there's lots of hills and the trail obviously goes down here and then must come back up somewhere. Obviously, I wouldn't like to be walking around here with a big pack on my back.
We should have just gone straight to Katoomba. We could have seen the same thing at the Blue Mountains. Looks spectacular.